Hey there everyone, and welcome back to Adam's Kitchen. Today on the menu, we have some sweet and tangy honey glazed chicken wings. This is another one of those recipes that I turn to when I may not have a lot of time to cook, and I need my kids to eat quickly. This is one of their favorite recipes because it's not only sweet, but with the vinegar, it gives it a nice tangy flavor that they love. Now, let's get started with some mise en place, which is the French expression used in many kitchens around the world, which basically directly translates into put in place. Or in this case, it means gather, measure, and cut all ingredients. So we'll begin with the chicken wings, which have been patted dry with a paper towel. Now notice that I didn't cut off the tips of the wings. I usually keep them on because it makes it easier for my kids to hold on to. We have some flour with some baking powder already added into it, and the baking powder just makes the wings a little bit crispier. We have paprika, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and we also will preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Now to make our dredge, we'll add the flour with the added baking powder. You can sift it if you like, but I usually just run a whisk through it just to break up any large balls of flour. Next, we'll add the salt and pepper. Garlic powder. And finally the paprika. And again, we'll use the whisk just to mix it thoroughly. Now, once all the ingredients have been thoroughly mixed, we'll move on to this cool little trick that I learned a few years ago. Now, this is really important and it's really helpful if you ever have to bake a cake or you need to line a pan. Now first, take a piece of baking paper and tear off a piece about the same size as the round pan. And so of course at this point it'll probably be square shape. From there, fold it in half to make a large triangle. And from there, just continue folding in half until you get into much thinner triangles. Now once the cone is formed, place the tip of the very center of the cone into the baking pan, the center of the baking pan, I should say, and hold it there while your other hand pushes down around the inner rim of the baking pan, forming a crease. Now that I have formed the crease, I'll cut an arc or circular motion that will kind of form the rim. Now once that's done, we can check the quality of my arts and crafts. Not too bad if I do say so myself. Now that it's done, I can start by dredging our wings. Before putting them into the dredge, I want to again pat them down with some paper towels. It's pretty hot and humid here in Japan, and the wings are getting pretty wet just from the natural moisture and kind of being out waiting to go into the pan. Now after patting them dry, put them in the dredge and make sure you get every little nook and cranny. This will ensure that the whole wing will be crispy. Once thoroughly coated, be sure to shake off all excess flour. And don't worry if it looks like there's a lot on there. It will disappear as we cook it and baste it. Now continue to do this for all the wings, placing them in the pan as you go. And now for me, since I didn't cut off the tips, I have to adjust them facing different ways, which is fine as long as they aren't touching. Because if the wings are touching while baking, they'll kind of fuse together, and when it comes to separating them, the skin might tear off or the meat might tear off. When finished, bake them in the oven for 5 minutes. Now, while the wings are baking sauce-free for the first run, we can put together our sauce by combining white vinegar, lemon juice, honey, brown sugar, and a little bit of soy sauce. Oh, and we can't forget the happiness. Now, if you're out of happiness, then we need to stop what we're doing and address that issue first. I would recommend getting a dog. Dogs make people happy. Okay, now that the happiness is back in stock, we can combine all the other ingredients, making adjustments to consistency as you see fit. If you want your wings to be sweeter and less tangy, I would reduce the vinegar and lemon juice by half. In my case, we like it pretty tangy. In my house, we like tangy. Salt and vinegar chips are our go-to snack. Anyways, once the sauce is mixed thoroughly, the timer should be going off, signaling our first basting. Notice how my wings still have a little bit of flour judge on them. That's because we dried the wings thoroughly with the paper towels and we weren't baking for very long. So be generous with the sauce, covering the wings multiple times to ensure that the sauce forms a glaze as we go. Once thoroughly covered, return to the oven for another 5 minutes, repeating the basting process one more time before flipping the wings and basting to the other side. After basting both sides twice and cooking them for a total of 20 minutes, to finish the wings off, I turn them over, serving side up, and baste them one last time and put them under the broiler for 3 minutes to get the final glaze on. And here's what the final wings look like. They were certainly tangy, but with a good balance of sweetness too. And out of all these wings, I got a bite of one. That's all. One bite. My kids took the rest of them and they would not share, but that makes me happy and I'm fine with that. Oh well, we cook for those we love, so I guess that means that I love all of you. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I want to share with you some great news. While I was editing this video, I reached 50 subscribers. That means a lot to me, so thank you all very much. To celebrate, in my next video, I will share with you my award-winning Kahlua barbecue sauce recipe. It's a recipe that I came up with while I was in high school attending a culinary school at a trade school. I look forward to sharing with you all next time. Thanks again for watching this video, and please like and subscribe and share with all your friends and families and even a stranger you don't really know. See you guys next week. Thanks a lot.